Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man, D Real. Coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Now, a few years, a few years back. Wow, I've been doing videos for years. Interesting. I did a video about the Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe. And I feel like that's still something that should be viable. That is viable, in my opinion. When I did it a couple years back, I did it with my man Kokai out there in Oregon. He took the time out to chop it up with me and, come hang out and share his thoughts, because he had actually, written a synopsis, a plot of how to create a Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe, and boom, put it out there in the ether. Now, here's my thing. The Marvel Universe cinematically currently is not performing the way it should, and they are not putting butts in seats like they did during the first 3 phases of their cinematic runs. The DCEU didn't seem to even get off the ground because they're mired in what they think their universe should be, and then they got split down the middle. The goal may not have been to divide and conquer, but they kind of divided and conquered themselves, because you got, one faction that says we want to do it like this, and then you got another faction that says we're down for the Snyderverse, and then you got another faction that's like we ain't down for the Snyderverse, and so it just fell apart. They're tiny little pieces. You can't get the masses excited about a movie like you used to. I mean, it was the masses that were excited about Marvel movies, and now nobody's excited about them. Well, not as many people, not nearly as many people when it first came out. So never fear, here I am to talk to you again about the HBCU. We should probably call it HBCU. That's too much like historic Black colleges and universities. HCU, but then that would be disrespectful to Joseph Barbera, who is one half of that team. So Hanna Barbera Universe, but that's already a thing. So, with no disrespect to historic Black colleges and universities, we are going to call this universe the Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe, the other HBCU. Now, how do you kick the Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe off? We're going to get to that in a second. But before we do, I need y'all, the folks that rock with me, to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page, so that when new material comes out, y'all get it. If you dig it, what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. It's right here. So let's take a look-see, shall we? Hanna Barbera. This is what I am talking about when I am talking about a cinematic universe. This is fan art. I just want y'all to know. This is based on a comic book cover done by Kevin Maguire. I don't think Kevin Maguire did this cover because it looks exactly like his cover. Now, what I do know is all of these characters and more could be included in the Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe. You got Blue Falcon and Dynamite. You got Mitor. And then behind those 3, Space Ghost, of course, Birdman and Avenger. The Galaxy Trio, Xandor, Tara, an Igu of the Herculoids, and young Samson and Goliath. Okay, that is a universe worthy of bringing to life, of bringing to live action. Now, if we go narrow it down to who we're going to build this universe around, because that's what it always boils down to. We build the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least the first 3 phases, around Tony Stark, Iron Man. I feel like the Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe should be based around one of these 3 characters, since they are probably the most popular superhero wise. Probably an argument could be made for Dynamite and Blue Falcon, or maybe even Mitor. But yeah, I'm leaning towards the guy on the left. Yeah, because he seems to be the most popular, the most viable one. So Hanna-Barbera Cinematic Universe, it's always, well, not cinematic, but the Hanna-Barbera universe has always been around on television, in comics, all kinds of stuff like that. That's a comic book from the late 60s. I think 1968, I want to say. So even far back then, they had the idea of putting them together in a book, not necessarily interacting, until you got them like that in a group, teaming up. There was also in the 2000s a comic book called Future Quest, and you had not just these guys, but you had the likes of Johnny Quest, the Impossibles, all coming together to do their thing as a unit. Now, since we're going to put our focus on Space Ghost first, I feel like Space Ghost, the Space Ghost limited series that was done back in the 2000s by Joe Kelly, would be a nice starting place, because it tells the origin of Space Ghost, who he is, how he got his equipment, all of that sort of stuff. And it's a really, really, really good story. So that would be a great place to start off with Space Ghost. And in some way, shape, or form, we need to remaster, redo, rework the Space Ghost theme, kind of like the Spider-Man theme got reworked and retooled for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man flicks back in. Even when they stuck it in edgewise, you need to put that theme song somewhere in there, because easy, very old school, but they really like blowing stuff up on Space Ghost. 2 explosions. 3 explosions. Great. 4, 5. So we know, if nothing else, on a Space Ghost cartoon or a Space Ghost live action movie, a lot of shit's getting blown up. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a series, and tell you why each character is important and their component and how they should fit in. Okay. By far though, coolest theme song, in my opinion, the theme to Johnny Quest. And we'll get to Johnny Quest pretty soon. But here's what I'm saying. Kick this off. I mean, in lieu of the writer's strike and all the other strikes and things that are going on, I'm not saying, again, like with Recast T'Challa, I'm not saying this has to happen tomorrow. I'm saying I've written, my brother Kokai has written, so We need to put what we wrote out into the ether. And if someone wants to bite on it, they can. I'm with that. And I'm going to share with y'all, I know a lot of y'all write and y'all submit stuff to me and say, you should read this and check it out. And some of y'all have, you don't want me critiquing your stuff because I'm my own worst critic. So I know if I'm super critical of what I write and do, then I know I'm going to be super critical of what you do as well. But iron sharpens iron, as they say. So I have always been a huge Space Ghost fan. As a kid, I wasn't old enough to remember. I ended up watching Space Ghost in syndication like in the 70s. So I never actually got to see the premiere of Space Ghost. Geez, I wasn't even born when Space Ghost came out, when Space Ghost premiered on CBS in 1966. But I do remember watching it in like 73, 74, somewhere around there, bowl of cereal in front of the TV, having a good old time. Why can't we bring that good time to the screen? Why can't we bring that good time to live action? Netflix, y'all listening? You looking for a property to rock with? I know Hanna Barbera and them ain't doing nothing with it. So make something happen. Lionsgate, what's up? Let's make something happen. Legendary Pictures. Any takers? Bruh, the Hanna Barbera universe is the way to go right now. I mean, some people might disagree. Some people might not like it. But what y'all got going on? Star Wars is kaput. Marvel is kaput. DC is kaput. What else we got? Ain't nobody at Image getting ready to do nothing, or are they? I heard talk of a Spawn movie. Anyway, reasonable request. Let's see what we can make happen. And if ain't nobody gonna make it happen, let's put it in their face until they do make it happen. Hanna Barbera Cinematic Universe needs to be a thing. That's it. I'm done. Fret not. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.